What is up, ladies and gents? You know what time of day it is. It's XCN time, and in today's video we've got a lot of information to unpack. Of course, we've had this major update happen here with Onyxcoin, which I think is extremely bullish. So of course, that's something we have to discuss in this video. On top of that as well, I'll be discussing what I think will happen to the price in the shorter terms or over the next few days, as well as my 2025 prediction here for Onyxcoin. So be sure to stay tuned for all of that. Of course, if you're a new viewer here, then welcome to the channel. If you do like content like this, be sure to like and subscribe for more. If you're a returning viewer, then welcome back to the channel. It's good to have you here. Of course, on top of everything as well, if you're looking for a good place to buy or trade Onyxcoin, then look no further than the MEX exchange. For a limited time, they're giving every new user who signs up free $20. So if you want to make good for that, click on the link in the description down below, fill out your details. Literally takes less than a minute and you can get started trading straight away. Of course, on top of spot trading as well, they have Onyxcoin futures where you can trade Onyxcoin with up to 20x leverage. So like I say, link is in the description down below. Thank you guys for all of your support. Let's get started in this video. So of course, we're going to start off with the recent news because this is something that I think is extremely bullish here for Onyxcoin. Basically, if you haven't seen, yesterday on February the 3rd, Onyxcoin released a whole major update to their platform that they've been teasing since January of 27. And basically, their major update that they had was that they released their own layer 3 blockchain. Now, of course, in a nutshell, this means that XCN can offer faster, cheaper, and more secure transactions on their own blockchain. Of course, the fact that it's layer 3 as well means that it's super specific to the target market for XCN. Of course, they are a payment infrastructure coin. They're trying to capitalize on the fact that institutions across the world are going to start using platforms like Onyxcoin to do their transactions on. And of course, as a layer 3 blockchain, this is the good direction to be going in. On top of that as well, whenever you transact on Onyxcoin, the gas fees are no longer in Ethereum. The gas fees are going to be in XCN, and there's going to be a lot less gas fees as well. So that, of course, in my opinion, is extremely bullish because you're going to have more people using XCN. Of course, high gas fees reduces the number of users. And on top of that as well, they've announced that they're going to be burning XCN with every single transaction. As you can see here with the new XCN ledger, it provides further utility to XCN by utilizing XCN as the native gas token to provide a predictable fee structure and deflationary burn with every transaction. So of course, before they couldn't do that because the gas fees were in Ethereum, but now they're in XCN. The Onyx DAO receive fees every time a transaction is made, and they can now burn this, making XCN even more deflationary. This reduces the supply, and therefore if the demand stays the same or increases, we should see the price go up with that. So that's an extremely good direction to go in. On top of that as well, you can see they've made UI upgrades to their whole app. Of course, if you look at their website, it looks so much cleaner. Of course, scrolling through this is more in line with the industry standard with payment infrastructure crypto. So that's extremely good. They're going to be coming out with a new wallet as well. I think that's a very good direction for Onyxcoin because it lowers the barrier of entry for people to come into the Onyxcoin system. If you've got a mobile app like this where you can buy Onyxcoin directly with fiat currency, then one, that gives Onyxcoin more fees, and two, that it allows more users to come into the Onyxcoin system. So this is a good direction to go in. Of course, that's some of the reasons why we've seen platforms like Jupiter do so well. They offer swaps, trading, buying and selling crypto, and of course they earn so many fees with it. And the main thing that they focus on here is UI. They've made it so user friendly so that it lowers the barrier of entry for most people. And that's exactly the same direction that Onyxcoin, it looks like it's going in as well. If you looked at the website before, it's definitely not as clean as it looks now. So I think this is a very good direction to onboard more users into the Onyxcoin ecosystem and to earn more fees and therefore become more deflationary. So that should reflect positively in the price. Of course, once this news was released to the public, we saw quite a nice pump here on Onyxcoin. Of course, this was was the price action that we saw yesterday as a result from it. So it's a good market reaction in general. And of course, I do believe this is going to push the prices up in the longer term as well. Of course, talking about this dip that we saw here, if you hadn't seen yesterday, everything throughout the whole market dropped. It wasn't just Onyxcoin that did this 40% drop or so. Quite a scary time if you were watching the chart. But if you compare Onyxcoin to Ethereum, for example, second largest coin, Ethereum, no words for that drop. It was about 40% as well in price, 31% over the course of yesterday. So basically we could see this as some sort of market flash crash. It was due to Trump's new tariffs that he was trying to introduce. Of course, we've seen a bit of a recovery throughout crypto. But yeah, that was the reason for the crash. But the strength here on Onyxcoin is unbelievable. Again, let me just show you XRP very quickly. You can see XRP had dropped a little bit more, and XRP right now hasn't even recovered to the price it was before the crash. But if you look at XCN, we almost completely recovered from the dip that we've seen. So we're seeing a lot of strength here in XCN. This reflects how strong the diamond hands are in this community. Whatever happens, XCN is holding up extremely strong for a small cap crypto. So that is extremely bullish. It just makes me more and more bullish on the coin, thinking about how strong XCN is compared to the rest of the market. Of course, looking at that drop as well, we got down to this 1.8 cents region at the very bottom there. And that's interesting because we had this level anyway as an extremely important area to hold. As you can see in the past, we had the price come up to 1.8 cents back in the first pump there, as you can see in January, and tested it as a resistance. We broke above it and we came down to use it as a support one time. And now just over the past day, the price came down to this level once again, bounced off of it in the upwards direction, making this even stronger, and of course making the longer case price prediction for this even more likely. And I'll talk about that in a second. Of course, right now though, that is amazing that we managed to hold this level. If we lost that, then we would have to reconsider what would happen here on XCN. But the fact that the price came down to test this and bounced sharply back up is bullish in my opinion. And it's so of course, the first major bullish point for me is that the market strength here in Onyxcoin, the fact that Onyxcoin has performed better on this dip than most other cryptos, in my opinion, is extremely bullish for XCN. Of course, talking about the price action that we've seen here, we've got this major support now at 1.8-ish cents, and we also have this resistance going down. This is something that I believe is going to play a strong part in Onyxcoin's price over the next few days and weeks. Of course, if we continue to drag that along, you guys can kind of see where I'm getting at here. We have some sort of triangle forming. So this is one of the two patterns that I'm going to be looking at. The other one concerns something a little bit more like this, if we are seeing this as our support instead. But firstly, let's consider what might happen from this triangle. So what we have here is this triangle on Onyxcoin. And of course, this could be bullish or bearish. Right now, we're teetering on the edge of this resistance here. So what we could see in the next few hours, for example, is something that looks a little bit like this. And of course, if this occurs, this could trigger off this triangle, and that would be extremely bullish, especially if we see a lot of momentum carrying the price well above this resistance. Something along the lines of this, where we see large green candles taking the price well above this resistance. And if that happens, we could see a really nice price target here of the first test of support and resistance, dragging that to wherever we see the breakout. As you can see, the price target changes wherever we break out from this triangle. Let's just say it happens by the end of today. We could potentially see a price target on Onyxcoin of 8.3 cents. Of course, if that happens, let's say on the 12th of February, that would take the price target down to the 6.1 cents as the price target. Nonetheless, it's 177% trade in action here if this is to occur. So keep your eyes on this resistance here. As you can see, very strong resistance going across there. Several tests in this region, several tests in this region as well. A test over here, and 2-3 more tests around the time now. So it's an extremely strong resistance. So if this thing breaks, we should see a lot of upwards momentum. Of course, we've had this very bullish news event. We're getting a deflationary XCN token here that should reduce the supply and increase the price. And I think the market is going to realize that. And if we break out from the upside, that could be the trigger for some big price action, of course. And of course, that is the bullish scenario here. We could also potentially see a breakdown from the triangle as well. Triangle doesn't indicate which direction we're going to be going in. So if the prices continue to fail from this resistance and we start heading back down to 1.8 cents and we see something like this, this would be pretty bearish. As we said, this is a long-term support and resistance here on Onyxcoin, 1.8 cents. If we lose that, then first and foremost, we could see that price target from this triangle sitting there at 0.62 cents. Very low price target, and of course that would be extremely bearish. So let's pray that does not happen. Of course, I'm more inclined to think that the bullish case scenario is going to be happening. We've seen a lot of diamond hands, a lot of strength here on Onyxcoin. We've had some really bullish news come out. We've seen this brand new update where the website's looking a lot better. We've got utility coming to XCN, and I do think that's going to reflect in the prices. Now, the other thing that I have noticed as well, like I said, was this other trend line coming down. And what's interesting about this one is roughly parallel with this resistance going across like that. So this, in my opinion, could also be construed, could be considered as some sort of bull flag. This is coming down like this. We have this downwards channel now for the price. And basically before this downwards channel, the price had been pretty parabolic up until that point. Of course, we had this area of consolidation where we saw that triangle and subsequent breakouts. But if we consider this as some sort of bull flag formation, which it definitely could be, then we could see this as the price target, the price of the parabolic move going into that bull flag. Wherever we see the breakout, let's just say it breaks out later today once again, then that could bring the price target there of 27 cents. Of course, with bull flags as well, once the price does break out to the upside, these moves tend to happen quite swiftly, similar in pace to the price going into it. So of course, with this parabolic move, we would aim to see a parabolic move coming out of the bull flag as well and heading upwards like that. So really, if this is going to play out, we should see that price target there by the end of February hitting 28 cents here on Onyxcoin. So this is one of the more bullish short-term scenarios that we could be seeing. Of course, again, same resistance there as you can see at the top. So definitely keep your eye on that, because that could be the trade of a lifetime if that is to happen. So those are some of the shorter term things that I'm seeing here on Onyxcoin. Of course, long term, we still got a potential price target of 37 cents in play as well. The fact that we came down to touch this 1.8 cents level even gives me more conviction that we could be seeing this, because of course we had this cup and handle pattern play out on Onyxcoin over the past 2 years. What we see in the very short term as well is this handle from the cup and handle pattern. As you can see, we had this very short downtrend like this before a breakout from that handle, confirming that we're seeing a cup and handle pattern on here. And of course, the price target comes from the fact that we have this distance here between the bottom of the cup to the top of the cup there. And of course, wherever we saw that breakout, we dragged this price target to, and that's where we see 37 cents from. So this, in my opinion, is still in play. Of course, that cup and handle pattern would have been invalidated if the prices fell quickly below 1.8 cents there. The fact that we came down to touch the resistance from the cup and handle pattern and bounce strongly off of it just adds conviction to the fact that I think we could be seeing that 37 cents in play in the longer term here. So just to show you guys where the prices might go throughout 2025 as just a prediction, we could see that 8 cents if we break out from that triangle in the shorter term. That could be our Q1 target there, maybe even up to 26 cents if that bull flag really plays out. Of course, I do expect to see some sort of consolidation throughout the summer. Summer generally tends to be a bit of a bearish time for crypto, and in Q4 of 2025, that's when we could see Onyxcoin hit that 37 cents target from that cup and handle pattern. So that's what I'm aiming for here on the price. Of course, though, like I say, in the shorter term, I'm watching out for this triangle pattern and potential bull flag So if we do break out to the upside, that's going to be very exciting. Of course, finally as well, just to add to everything, we've obviously got this XCN to XRP graph. Of course, if this graph is bearish, it means that XRP is outperforming XCN. If this graph is bullish, then XCN is outperforming XRP. We obviously compare the two because they're in the same niche in crypto payment infrastructure, but XCN is a much smaller market cap than XRP. This basically determines the level of risk in the market. And at the moment, as we can see, we have this very beautiful structure on here. This is, in my opinion, a pennant. This actually should break out to the upside because we've seen a very parabolic move going into that pennant in the first place. And if this is to be respected, there is only an upside to the pennant, and that upside should be this distance here at 672% upside, meaning that XCN should clearly outperform XRP. And of course, as you can see on the very short term there, the price is really closing in towards the end of its pennant. It really only has today and tomorrow before it really has to make its mind up whether it's going to break out to the upside or whether it's going to completely just disrespect that pennant and start doing something like this. Now, if it breaks to the upside, that could coincide with the next leg up here on XCN, taking the prices much higher, giving it enough momentum, in my opinion, to go to at least 8 cents in the very short term. That should happen over the next few days and weeks here on Onyxcoin. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens here. Of course, that's all been a mouthful on this video, so I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully I've been clear on the points here on Onyxcoin. I'm definitely very bullish both in the shorter term and in the longer term. Of course, if you didn't understand anything, feel free to drop a comment down below. I'll try and get back to everyone. Let me know as well if you are holding Onyxcoin, and if you are, what your price targets are for 2025. Otherwise, guys, have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video.